Alright lads, welcome back to another video. In this one we're going to be fully breaking down the shotgun meta in Fortnite Season 7. We're going to be focusing on the best shotgun to use. I'm going to explain everything to you in this video. I'm going to tell you the worst shotgun. I'm going to tell you how to use every shotgun and the best weapons to pair with the shotguns. I have done a similar video to this breaking down the whole meta for assault rifles, shotguns and SMGs. So I will link that at the end because it will be super useful to you if you haven't seen it already. And I'll put a tag in the top right just if you want to click off and see that now and then come back to this video. But all is good. Let's hop straight into the video. Hopefully this will help you out. Right, so to start this video off, I'm going to put all three shotguns on your screen right now. We have the tac shotgun, the lever action shotgun, the pump shotgun, and they're in order of worst to best. The tac being on the left, meaning it's the worst, and then the pump being on the right, meaning it's the best. And I'm going to break down why I have came to this conclusion, because it's not an opinion, it's a fact, and stats back it up. So we're going to keep the tac and the lever action on screen. We're going to get rid of the pump for a second. Now, the tac shotgun's DPS is a lot higher than the lever action shotgun, but the two things that these weapons have in common is that they dominate in a 1x1 box. Ideally, you want to be shooting someone with the tac in a box because its crosshair is so big, and if you're far away from people, it doesn't really do a lot of damage. You can, get away with using the tac and the lever action at about 2 tiles away, but for them to be at their peak, they need to be very close to your opponent, aka in the box with them, taking a 50-50. Now, what I want to say is, for the tac to compete with the lever action, you have to hit headshots. The lever action, though, doesn't have a high headshot multiplier, and it's actually better aiming for a body shot, because if you aim for the head, that square box for their crosshair, if that dot in the center of that is on their head, the rest of the pellets are going to miss and you're not going to do a lot of damage. So it's actually better to aim for a body with the lever action shotgun. You can see right on screen now that the purple lever action does 108.9 body damage. On the other hand, the tac does 84. So it's about a 30 damage difference. And that might not seem like a lot, but it's the difference between winning the fight and losing the fight. Especially if you're already on lower health in that box fight compared to the guy who jumped in, because he's obviously jumping into your box for a reason, and that's probably because he has you low already. So for more aggressive players, I recommend using the lever action. I don't recommend using the tac, however, because like I said, if you're both in the same box, in order to win that fight, let's just say for argument's sake you're both on 200 HP. To win that fight with the tac shotgun, you need to hit headshots. Other hand on the lever, you only need to hit 2 body shots. 2 body shots that do 100 damage. But let's say they don't. You need to hit 3 body shots. With the tac, it's very hard to hit high damage headshots because you have to be so close to them. And it's just not worth it. So, what I'm saying to you is don't put your faith on your skill in luck. Don't do that, boys, because it's not going to work out for you. Use the lever action over the tac every day of the week. And now, I want to say something very important, okay? The downfall of not using the tac and using the lever is the fact that the tac has that high structure damage. It does 75 and then the gold one doing 79 structure damage. So if a wood wall has a max of 150 HP, you can 2-shot it with a purple tac and then fully disintegrate it, take the wall and then jump into the box or do as you wish. You have him piece controlled. And if he's spam building, you can just take over that box very easily with the tac. However, the replacement for that with the lever, you cannot do that. If it's 75 HP, you can't break it with one shot. But if someone instantly places a wood wall and you shoot very fast, you might have a chance. It's very rare that you do that because usually it starts on 0 and goes to 75, then goes to 150. So it's very hard to break a wall with a lever action on first shot. So you kind of lose out, basically. You really do lose out on that, I guess, advantage. But when you do get into that box, you can do a lot more damage consistently instead of putting your faith in the tac where you do have that faster fire rate, but a lot of the shots miss. Now, putting the tac away, I want to pull the lever action out and very, very specifically focus on it and compare it to the pump shotgun. But before I do so, I want to ask you to subscribe because it will help me out. And not only does it help me out, it helps you stay up to date with all the best Fortnite information that I can possibly put out. Over the next 2 to 3 months, I'm going to be doing double uploads. We do creative streams here on YouTube where you can hop in and play with me, and we're playing together to improve. And that's the main thing we're focusing with on this channel, is how to improve. Now that that's out of the way, I want to say Epic Games has been planning this meta for a long time, because the lever action originally was added into the game to replace the pump shotgun. Because if the pump shotgun was in the game with the gun also known as the charged shotgun, there's no point in using the charged shotgun because the pump was so much better. So then they went ahead and nerfed the pump, so it can no longer do 200 damage. They did that at the start of last season, okay? And the meta was pretty whack. It was just pump shotgun or nothing. But they haven't been like focusing on last season. They were setting it up for this season. The reason why they nerfed it is because they put it in with the lever action, which was originally the replacement for the pump shotgun. And if they put the pump doing 200 damage in with the lever action and attack shotgun, those shotguns don't stand a chance. The tack already doesn't stand a chance, but the lever action does. Because you can play that pump playstyle where you can land heavy damage shots, but you can also play that tack playstyle where you can be an absolute psycho, where you can be very, very aggressive and hopping in people's box because it has the fire rate, it has the body damage, and it's consistent when you're close to people. Now, the whole problem arises when you jump into someone's box who's absolutely cracked, who's much better than you, who's an aim god. When you jump into someone's box with a lever action and they have a pump shotgun, they can do, I know it's above 180, I think it's above 180 with the purple shotgun. Let's just say that then if they hit a max shot, you're on 20 HP. It's a very slim chance that you can win that. He can just pull out a pickaxe finish you, he can pull out SMG finish you. So the cooldown does, like, fire rate doesn't come into it. Because if he hits you with the pump, he can swap to a P90. He can swap to the new ray gun, which is overpowered, and it's so consistent. But what are you meant to do with the lever action? You have to wait for that cooldown. Because ideally, if you're carrying a lever action or attack, you don't need a spray weapon. Because they shoot so fast, it's a waste of a slot. So why not just use the pump and have a backup weapon that you can swap to when you deal a high damage shot? And I feel like we've come to a point in Fortnite where the skill ceiling is so high that everyone's aim is above average or on average that you can use the pump. I don't think anyone's aim, unless you just swap from controller to keyboard and mouse and you're a noob at aiming, it takes a long time to develop good aim on keyboard and mouse. But when you have it down, like most players do, the pump shotgun is definitely the better option because it's rewarding players who have good aim. It's rewarding you for aim training. If I spent an hour or 2 hours every day aim training and then used the tack shotgun with the size of the crosshair, it doesn't reward my skill and my training. But if I go ahead and start using the pump shotgun as a smaller crosshair and it matches my playstyle, it matches how I play, I suggest it's worth it because it's going to be doing more damage, it's more consistent, its crosshair is smaller, it can do better at range, so therefore in build fights you can do more damage and you don't have to psycho into people's boxes to 50-50. You can piece control and you can hit high damage without even entering the box. The reason why people psycho into your box with a tack shotgun instead of holding a peek is because if they peek, the pump shotgun, like the crosshair is so small that it can still hit you when you're outside of that box. It's not small, but it's smaller than the other shotguns. So they would be playing a lost cause no matter how well they piece control you. Unless you're a bot and you just don't see them piece control you and they shoot you in the back a few times. But I don't think that is valid if you're playing Champions Division Arena or higher, up in those Div 10 lobbies. But I feel like the video has been going long enough. I don't want to bore you any longer. I'm going to put those videos on screen right now that I said. One is the meta for the whole season, all those weapons. Number 2, I just want to ask you to subscribe, and you're going to see a video that you might like or a playlist that you might like here in the end screen as well. Thank you for watching. Please hit that like button. Comment down below, I'm a goat, referencing yourself, not me, and I will heart that comment. I'm out of here. Have a good one.